Well, it's bye-bye, pretty baby, baby, bye-bye. Bye-bye, pretty baby, baby, bye-bye. Well, if I'll never see you anymore, may God bless you everywhere you go. Well, it's bye-bye, pretty baby, baby, bye-bye.
Greetings once again from the corner on the deck. Boy, it seems like it's far and few in between when we get together on the corner on the deck here lately. Nice day in Arkansas today, so I thought I'd get out in the corner on the deck and tell you about a project that I started. It involves a stereo component, a component stereo system, the kind we had back in the 70s. I was one of these guys who never had, you know, a Pioneer receiver and a reel-to-reel and a cassette deck and turntable. I could never afford that stuff. There were, you know, there were people who would go out and buy all that stuff on credit. You know, they had big accounts, and I've always been a person I don't like credit. You know, if I can't pay cash, I don't want it. And the wife and I have no credit cards, no debt, that sort of thing. Makes me sleep much better at night, and I don't miss all that crap. However, I decided that it is time to put together a component system of my very own. Even though I'm way up in age, it took like forever to do it. It's just life in general, you know. And I wanted an AM/FM receiver integrated amplifier, of course. I wanted a reel-to-reel tape player. I want a cassette player, which I already have. I do have the cassette player. I have a TEAC. It's a dual cassette tape player, so I didn't have to mess with that. It's brand new. It's only about 3-4 years old. I hardly used it, so I'm starting out really good. I've got that, so I don't have to search. Although it's not vintage. You know, I'd like to have a vintage one, an old antique one that works. Maybe later, but for now, the TEAC black front dual cassette deck will do nicely until later on. I wanted a set of nice floor speakers, and I wanted a turntable, a good turntable, and I set a budget. Oh yeah, I wanted a cabinet to put all this stuff in. You know, I wanted it with the shelves, you know, just like we had in the old days, and I wanted good stuff. I didn't want junk. Of course, I couldn't afford the very, very high price stuff that people are asking. The asking prices that people on eBay are putting up are, in my mind, in many cases, are insane. I was not going to pay $1,500 for a receiver. It just wasn't going to happen. And I thought if I lowered my standards a little bit down to, say, the mid-range area of all this kind of equipment, I might be able to do it a whole lot less expensive than $1,400, $1,500, $1,800. So I set my budget at $600 for everything. $600. You know, and the wife looked at me and she says, "Yeah, right, dream on," you know. Well, I thought that if I shopped carefully and I was, you know, very discriminating about what I bought, and I thought I could do it for $600 or less. So the question was, where do I begin? You know, I did have the cassette deck player, like I said. So where do I go now? Where do I begin, you know, to buy this reasonably good stuff at very low prices? Our local Salvation Army store, our thrift store, of course. Now this is their electronics section in the store. I have come down here and found lots of goodies here, let me tell you. Every day something comes in. Every day. At the Salvation Army store, I managed to pick up a couple of two-way floor model Fisher speakers. Yeah, they had a few problems, you know. The speaker cloth on the front that covers, you know, has a few frays in it and a few snags and pulls. And on the side up here in this area, on the side of the cabinet, was a little bit of a veneer dig, but you know, that's no big deal. The woofer in this one was bad. The voice coil was gone, so I took it out and put a new 40-watt woofer in there that I got on eBay. Speakers were $5 a piece, $5 a piece, and the woofer was $9 plus $3 shipping. The next item I got on eBay. I was just kind of, going from place to place on eBay looking at various vintage stereo equipment. I happened across this Technics SL220. That's a belt-driven turntable. And the fellow that was selling it said, hey, it works perfectly. No problem at all. And it had the needle and the cartridge in it, which is what I was looking for in a turntable. A lot of times we'll get a good deal on a turntable, it'll cost 50, 60 bucks. Unfortunately, it has no stylus and cartridge or needle and cartridge, and you wind up paying another $60 to $70 for that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted a complete turntable. And the fella said, you can have it. It's got everything you need, $89 plus $22 shipping. I thought it was a good deal, especially since the stylus and the cartridge was there. It looked very nice in the picture, and it turned out to be very nice once I got it. Just a few scratches on the lid. I polished some of them out. Probably could polish a little bit more. It has the 45 RPM adapter over there, and I've already checked it out. It works fine. Well, I had the speakers and I had the turntable. It was time now to go looking for a receiver. And I knew I wanted either a Marantz, a Sansui, or a Pioneer. Preferably a Pioneer. I just always liked the looks of the Pioneer AM/FM integrated amp receivers. I just liked the looks of them. I thought they were well built, quality stuff. Just Japanese made, yeah, but boy, I'll tell you what, back in the 70s they made some fantastic stuff. Solid as a rock. I looked around, of course, this is the one I came up with. This is the Pioneer model SX780. The seller said it worked perfectly, and he guaranteed it would work. And he said it had just a few minor problems with the cabinet, and he did not lie. Down here we have a little bit of a veneer problem. It's not really a veneer, it's a kind of stick-on wood type stuff, but I'm going to leave that just like it is. I'm not going to worry about it. And a couple of minor scratches here on the aluminum. This is all what I consider to be wear and tear after many years of use. Sounds great. It works perfectly. The man was 100% accurate in his description of it. $155, free shipping. The next item on the agenda was a reel-to-reel, and I wanted an Akai or one of those Pioneer RT707s. The problem was the prices were too high, and the Akais, they're nice recorders, but when you get something that old that has a whole lot of things on it that do all sorts of things, then that means you have a whole lot of things that can go wrong. So I decided to try something different. I went on the Antique Radio Forum, and I advertised for a reel-to-reel. It would be in decent condition at a decent price. And a fella right down here in Little Rock, about 25 miles from where I live, he contacted me and said, John, I've got an old Sony. He said it's a TC560D. And he said it's in good condition. Last time I used it, it worked well. He said the belt might need to be changed. I don't know. There's a belt on the inside. And he said, but overall it's in very nice condition, and you can have it for $35. I said, wow, what a deal. So we bantered back and forth for a while on emails. He sent me some pictures. And when it came in, it had, it was pretty dirty, and I have removed the cover here and cleaned the cap stands and the pinch rollers and the guides and the heads and everything. I spent about 4 hours cleaning that up. And it's in really, really good condition now. The next thing I have to do is demagnetize it. I do have a demagnetizer. And the reels, one reel over here was broken on the outside edge, so I got rid of it, threw it away. The other take-up reel, the size of this is 7-inch take-up reel, and it's kind of in mangy condition. And I didn't really like it. This cap right here. This recorder is designed to work, horizontal or vertical. But when you put it in vertical, you have to put these caps over the top of the cap stand here. Unfortunately, there's only one. The other one was missing. I'm still trying to find one. If anybody has one of these babies out there, send me a message. I need one. But you put your reel on, and then this thing here just snaps over it to keep it from falling off when you're in the vertical position. And but in the meantime, I found a nice gum washer in my parts drawer. This thing right here, it's the perfect size. So when I put a reel on there, I can slip that gum washer over there. It's pretty tight, about as tight as this right here, and it will keep the reel from falling off. But still, I didn't like the looks of this clear reel. I wanted something better. I wanted something flashy. I was running pretty good on the budget, and I was quite a bit under budget, so I decided to splurge, and this is what I got. Red reels. I found them on eBay. A guy sold them, and I said, wow, that's cool. I wanted to get the aluminum ones, but they want $50, $60 for, totally, again, insane prices. So I decided to just go with the red, blood red plastic reels. They look really cool, I think. Total cost for the reels, like I said, I splurged. 25 bucks with shipping and everything. So I paid $35 for the recorder, $25 for the reels. So that was 60 bucks. Last but not least, this is that TEAC dual cassette tape player I was telling you about. It's not a bad little unit, I like the nice smooth door action. It doesn't, when you open it up, it doesn't go bang. It doesn't rattle your tape around, when you open it up. I like that smooth action. Years ago, we used to talk to one another about this sort of thing, and they said the sign of a good quality tape player back in the 70s and 80s was how smoothly the door opened up. If it snapped out real hard and rattled your tape, it was a piece of junk. Stay away from it. I don't know if that was true or not. But this one works nice and smooth. It has a digital tape counter, and of course your record level, and it does have Dolby. I don't think I've ever used the Dolby noise reduction. And it has dubbing capability. Model WS600R, nice little unit. It has served me well, although I've only used it probably, I don't know, maybe a total of 20 hours altogether. It has a reverse mode or a continuous playback, whichever you want to flip here. Nice little unit. That'll be what finishes up the entire system.
Well, it's bye-bye, pretty baby, baby, bye-bye.